Good morning and happy Monday. Today we're going to add and subtract whole numbers and decimals. So exactly what we did last week, but today we're going to be doing it by calculating the profit with and without regrouping. So today's new term is profit. So my first question for you is, what is profit? What do you know about profit? So brainstorm and write down some things that you know about profit. Okay. Next, we're going to watch this video. Unfortunately, I can't get it to play on here, so go to the Google Classroom and find this video on where you found today's assignment. And go ahead and watch this video about profit. Okay, so now let's go back. What is profit? Now that you've done a little bit more, what do you know about profit? So good, profit is the amount of money you make after you have accounted for your expenses. So let's practice a little bit. So here we have an iPhone X Max. If you go to the store and buy it, it's going to cost you $1,249. That's an expensive phone. But how much do you think it cost Apple to make this phone? Remember, the companies have to take into account that it costs them so much money to make the phone. How much do you think? Well, it cost Apple $443 to make the iPhone X Max. And it cost $1,249. So in order to find the profit, we have to take the amount of money they're going to make on the phone, which is the income, minus the expenses. So we're going to do $1,249 minus $443. Because remember, when we find profit, we have to make sure that we account for those expenses. So I've got my place values lined up, and we're going to go ahead and subtract. 9 minus 3. 6. 4 minus 4 is 0. 2 minus 4 is 2. 1 minus 0 is 1. So the profit is $1,206 per phone. So Apple is making $1,206 each time they sell a phone. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so now let's look at another example with some smaller numbers. So let's pretend that Amelia is going to do a lemonade stand, and she wants to see how much money she made. So remember, whenever you go to sell lemonade, you're going to be making an amount of money. So you're going to have your revenue or your income, right? So Amelia made $15.37 on her lemonade stand. But she had to buy lemons, sugar, and cups to make it work. Obviously, we needed water, but we're just going to include that in her mama's water bill. We're not going to worry about that one. So we need to add up our expenses first to see how much money she spent, and then we're going to subtract that from how much money she brought in. So let's go ahead and add these up. So I want you to go ahead and pause and add them up on your own. So I have $2.34 plus $1.27. I can separate it by place value. 4 plus 7 is 11. So remember, when we do that, we have to regroup. So I'm going to put the 1 from 11 here, and then the 10 up here. So I regrouped. So I still have 11, but I've separated them by place value. So 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I've added the lemons and the sugar, and now I need to add in the cups. Notice, I'm adding them 2 at a time. I don't want to add more than 2 at a time just because it's going to get way too messy if I try and do that. So I'm going to add $4.89. I'm going to drag down my place value lines again. So 9 plus 1 is 10. So I'm going to write plus 1 here, 0 here. 6 plus 8 14 plus 1 is 15. So once again, I'm going to separate that by place value. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8. And I'm going to bring that decimal place straight on down. So it cost her, I'm going to erase all of this, it cost her $8.50 just to start her lemonade stand. So she went to the store and she bought all these things and her receipt was $8.50. So that is money that she is taking out of her pocket, right? So $8.50. And when she sold her lemonade, she had $15.37. But that's not her profit. That's just the income. That's the amount of revenue. That's the money that people brought her. So in order to find the profit, we have to subtract these two. So $15.37 minus $8.50. Notice my place values are lined up. My decimal place is lined up. My hundredths, whoa, there we go. My tenths, my tens, and my 1. So now 7 minus 0, 7. 3 minus 5, skirt. Can't do that, so I need to regroup. So I'm going to go to the ones, and I'm going to take away a 1, which is going to leave me 4 ones, and I'm going to add that to the tenths place. 1 1 is the same as 10 tenths, and I already had 3 tenths, so when I add them together, I now have 13 tenths. 13 minus 5 is 8. 4 minus 8. Once again, we can't do that. So I'm going to go to the tens place. Well, we only have 1, but we can regroup that still. So now I don't have any more tens. I'm going to add it to the ones place, and now I have 14 ones. 14 minus 8 is 6. I'm going to bring that decimal straight down. So when she did her lemonade stand, she made $6.87. Yay! So that is revenue. That is some good money there. Okay. So now let's look at some other examples. I want you to go ahead and do A on your own. Pause the video. Okay, so remember, our income was $450 and we spent $415.60. So I have to subtract those. So I'm going to do that right here, $450.75 minus $415.60. I'm going to separate my place values. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 6 is 1. 0 minus 5, skirt. Can't do that, so I have to regroup. So my 5 tens is now 4 tens. 0 ones is now 10 ones. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 4 minus 4 is 0. I'm going to drop that decimal place straight down. So for example A, they made $35.15. Go ahead and do B and C on your own. Pause the video. Hello? I'm sorry. Okay, so now this last example, go ahead and solve this very last example for me. Okay, so it says Gwen bought an old table. She repaired it and painted it so that it looked new. Then she sold the table. Gwen made this list about what she did. So she bought the table, so the price that she paid for the table was $10. So she bought the table for $10. It cost her $5 to repair it and $7.50 to paint it. And then she was able to sell it for $50. So we want to find the profit. Remember, we're going to take the amount of revenue or income, which is that $50 there, And we're going to add up her expenses. So all these, the price that she paid for the table, plus the repair and the paint, will be her expenses. So we're going to add all of those together. Well, we know that 10 plus 5 is 15. We don't really need to write that one down. That's pretty obvious. So 15 plus $7.50. Oh my goodness. I don't know why this keeps doing this to me. Look at this. You guys get a blooper almost every video. Isn't that fun? Okay. $15 plus $7.50. Notice I've got my place values lined up. So I have my ones place, the tenths, the hundredths, and then the 110 all lined up. And I know for sure because my decimals are lined up as well. So now I'm going to add those together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. So I'm going to separate that and regroup. So I have a 1 in the tens place, 2 in the ones place, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So she spent $22.50 to get the table ready to sell. So to find the profit, we have to subtract that from how much she sold the table for. So I'm going to use a different color, and let's calculate that. So we're going to subtract. So $50 minus $22.50. 0 minus 0 is 0. Well, let me get this. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 5. Skirt. Can't do that. So now we have to regroup. Uh-oh. We don't have any ones to regroup. So now we have to go to the tens place. So we're going to take a 10 away, which is going to leave us with 4, and we're going to add it to the ones place. 110 is the same as 10 ones. So now we have 10 ones. So now let's go back to the tenths place. Now we can regroup. We have 9 ones and 10 tenths. Now 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. And 4 minus 2 is 2. Drop that decimal place straight down. And $27.50 was her profit. So A. Okay, go ahead and do your DOL. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions.